Welcome. Been a while. Sorry. Had to install an AC unit in the studio. Also had to record a band for a week. So we're finally back. My hair's a little crazy. It's been a long, tiring couple of weeks. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. Today I want to make something like Role Model. I've been listening to a lot of Sun Protector, the song Sun Protector by Role Model, and it's great, and I love it, and I think it's something we could do quite easily. So yeah, let's start. First thing I want to say is I've got this little idea. So that's kind of the thing I got going on. I'll take you down here so you can see. It's this. So that's like for the main song, I think. I'm not even sure what the actual chord progression is in Sun Protector, but I think this is different enough. And then for the bridge, which is also a very big part, I want to do something like... like that. So I think that works. But yeah, let's record the acoustic guitar. So we're in Studio One today. If you are completely new to music production, I highly suggest Studio One because it is the greatest combination of Ableton and Pro Tools. Here's like the template. Don't worry too much about it. It's just a bunch of folders of stuff I might want to add. But for now, I think we're just going to start with the acoustic guitar. So let's do that. I'm going to set this microphone, which is the Audio-Technica AT4040, about here. I'm just going to tilt it down like that. So we're getting at least, I don't know, probably like 10 to 15 inches of space between the guitar, and I'm pointing it at the kind of the 12th fret, more so the 15th fret. I'm going to start off nice and kind of simple, like and then eventually I'll kind of go a little crazier, like that. We got to keep the dynamics, keep the song moving. So yeah. Okay, so there's a guitar part. I didn't really set a structure up, and I didn't map out a structure, so I wasn't sure exactly where I was. There might be a couple like bars left over from verses, or like a couple of bars between sections, but that's fine. We can also cut them out if we need to. That's cool. I don't think I'm gonna double up the acoustic guitar, or at least I won't for the majority of the song. I might just do it for the bridge and for the last chorus, just to have some power behind those. But like for the most part, the mix itself is going to be pretty asymmetrical. It's not going to be super pop. It's kind of got to be like a little rough, almost like slacker folk, if I had to say. So yeah, maybe we'll just double up on this chorus or on this bridge, wherever it is, and we'll see where it takes us. Now, I think I'm just going to pan this a little bit off to the right, just to have a little bit of balance. Okay, so there's that. I think we definitely need some banjo in there too. I don't have a specific banjo folder, so I'm just going to duplicate the acoustic guitar track and call it the banjo track. And I'm going to record it the exact same way. So let's grab a banjo. All right. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's record. Okay, I think that sounds pretty good. I definitely have to choose some better parts here. Maybe make them transition a little better, but for the most part, those aren't bad. The mix kind of sounds like it's just running through tape as well, like all the time, obviously. It wouldn't just run through tape some of the time, or maybe it would, who knows. I'm going to put a plugin called Rabbit Tape on the master, and it kind of like has that little low fidelity feel. Which I think works quite well. Right? I think so. Okay, next thing I want to do is add some kind of like chuggy, weird guitar, electric guitar on there. Something in the vein of Lizzie McAlpine's Pushing It Down and Praying, which I have the perfect guitar patch for that. So it should work out quite well. And if you want that patch, it's in the custom shop, link in the description. All right, let's grab the electric guitar. I'm going to go into Amplitude. You already know I use Amplitude for absolutely everything. Yeah, that's what we want. Right there. Right there is where I want the guitars to come in. So the aim with like all these instruments is that it's not supposed to sound like a loop at all. It's supposed to be evolving, all the parts themselves independently evolving, and that's kind of just what creates that like authentic feel of it. If it was just one guitar loop or this chord progression that I'm playing on a loop, wouldn't feel good. It would feel like a Morgan Wallen song, feel like a Post Malone song, which are great in their own right, but they're very pop, and that's not what we're going for. So we want the parts to change and grow. Like for example, in I think the first verse I played just like a simple like. I just played the chords, but on the second verse I played like a. So parts are changing. Keeps it interesting too. I think maybe it's time to add some drums just to kind of figure out where we want to go. Okay, so for drums, I think we will use. Actually, we might use. I think I'll probably use Superior Drummer or maybe Get Good Drums. Maybe even the Americana would be good. Something like that might be good. By the way, I'm using a little drum pad right here. You can barely see. Oh, there I am. Okay, these drums are a little too crazy. I think maybe even singer-songwriter would be better. Or UK pop. I need something that's thick, but also very, very, like, relaxed-y. So not that, for sure. I think I might go to singer-songwriter and just kind of compress it. Yeah, I need something, maybe like an 1176. Actually, a decapitator might, or a distressor, sorry, would be great. It needs to be very quick, pretty compressed, but also smooth. So something like that. And then I'm going to quantize just a little bit. I'm going to quantize everything just a little bit. Okay, now because I'm pushing a lot into that initial that tape plugin we had, I'm going to go into a cleaner tape. Just because it was starting to get a little harmonically crazy, and it wasn't suiting the song. So I'm going to go into something a little bit cleaner. And then it's gonna be time to start cleaning this up a little bit, and adding just like kind of ear candy moments. And then we're gonna have to put a Pro Q on there, just because you can start to hear a bit of buildup. I'll single it out for you. That. Let's also do a little roll off. It's time to add some different things. I'm gonna head into. I don't think I want a piano. I think I want a lap steel. Or a pedal steel, sorry. Yeah, so I got this bass, which we might use, but we definitely will be using the Mr. Ink Steel from Ink Audio. Super good. I've been dying to play it. I haven't been in the studio too much, so now I can play it. And we're in the key of B. That's cool. That's cool. I might do a one note here for this chord progression change. Okay, cool. I want to do one more like set of instruments, or just one more instrument in general. I think I'm just going to do like a whirly or a Rhodes. I think that would sound cool. Yeah, what happened to my drums? Yeah, these keys are a little too dry. I think I want to add a little bit of experimentation on there. Space Blender. It's kind of my go-to, actually. Yeah, a little too much. Maybe a bass would be nice. Okay, I got the bass in there. I'm gonna add a lot of room to it. Make it sound a little more real. That's it. That's how you make a song, or at least an instrumental, like Role Model. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next, what you want to learn about. If you want to learn, speaking of learning, there is a free 6-7 hour course that you can, it's totally free. You can take it, recording, mixing, even acoustics. It's pretty cool. And if you want to learn one-on-one, I do coaching as well. So click the link in the description if you want coaching. And lastly, if you're an artist and you want to work with me, again, click the link in the description. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your project. Let's make something cool. All right. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.